Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We're back talking about Worlds once again, so if you don't want any spoilers or whatever, this isn't the video for you. But what we are talking about today is obviously after 3 days of Worlds, it's been fun. It's been exciting. There's been a lot of good games. I have actually really been enjoying it. I think the 8 games per day, while it's really, really tough on the staff and like the casters and analysts and all that stuff, I can't even imagine how crazy it is. I think it's been fun. I think it's awesome that we've gotten to see every single team play every single day. But man, has it been depressing, demoralizing, sad, whatever, to see the West struggling so much. NA, here and there has had bad tournaments. Europe has had bad tournaments before, but at the same time, for Europe and NA to both be looking so bad, and it really looking like there will be a potential 0 teams from the West making the knockout stage, this could be bad. This would be really, really bad for viewership for the tournament, for the future viewership of things. It could be bad for the future of the esport in general, the future of the game. We've had time periods of Korean, Chinese, whatever domination before, but you don't want it to only be Chinese and Korean teams. I think that would be, a really, really dark timeline, a really, really dark future. So I'm hoping that's not what's going to happen. But I am going to talk about is what maybe we can possibly do to change this in the future, and why I think the outlook of a lot of Western teams really needs to change, obviously, but this is at least my opinion. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. With that being said, let's get right into this. So I tweeted about this a little bit, but also another tweet came up, so I want to, shout somebody else out, so I'm not just, talking about my own tweets and videos. We had this tweet from this guy. I don't think it's anybody. Founder of an esports agency, and he just, the founder of Surge Management? That's who this guy is? I did not even know that's who this guy was. This is actually hilarious, because this actually probably makes this video way spicier. All of a sudden, I just thought this was a good talking point or a good discussion, but now it, might have some implications on the offseason, actually. This usually doesn't happen in my videos, but this is actually kind of funny. This guy, who is the founder of the esports agency Surge, apparently, I didn't know that, this is news to me, tweeted this. I just thought it was a good tweet, so I retweeted it. He said, EU and NA top talent is too fractured among top teams. Need 1 or 2 behemoths to compete internationally without odds stacked against you. And I completely agree. This is something that I had already said. This is something that I think I tweeted earlier in the day before this tweet even came out. Maybe he saw my tweet. Maybe he copied off me. I'm just kidding. But it's funny that it kind of looks like that. The West does not have enough top talent to not have these people teaming up. Now, in traditional sports, I'm not a big fan of super teams. I'm not a big fan of the star players teaming up and creating god squads that stomp all over the rest of the competition. But League of Legends is an international competition, obviously. And if you do not dominate your domestic scene, especially as a Western team, especially as a North American team, the odds are you are not going to go to Worlds and do well. And that's what we saw this season. We saw one of the most competitive LCS splits ever. It was really fun. It was exciting to watch. You never know who was going to win. It was kind of exhilarating down to the wire, but overall viewership was down. It's not like it was better for viewership. Maybe it was better for storylines, but not really. And again, we didn't have any dominant teams. It's not like Cloud9 was dominant. It's not like TL was dominant. It's not like 100 Thieves was dominant. And the other teams didn't even make it to Worlds, and they're all going to Worlds and struggling. Maybe TL will turn things around. Maybe 100 Thieves will turn things around. Maybe Cloud9 will. I think it's unlikely, but obviously there's a chance. Over in EU, none of the teams were really dominant. Mad Lions, they looked good. They obviously won both the titles, but they weren't the number 1 seed in either split. They weren't the number 2 seed in either split. They were kind of a middling team in the regular season both times. Not middling, but upper middling team. They had good runs in the playoffs. They were good in best of fives. The other teams, not dominant. Rogue, pretty good in the regular season. G2, pretty good in both regular seasons. But it's not like there was a super team like G2 in 2019, where you were putting Caps, one of the best players in the league, one of the best Western players of all time, together with Perks, one of the best players in the league, one of the best Western players of all time, and then putting really damn good players all around them. There's not a team like that right now. What team in Europe or North America has 2 of the best players in the West, 2 of the best players in the world on it? There's just not a lot of those teams, and there isn't one of those teams right now, clearly. And the West, Europe or North America, right now at this point, just does not have enough talent to have their top talent so spread out. And this is why I was really, really disappointed that because Rogue had a good year, that Inspired re-signed with Rogue, that Kaiser re-signed with Mad Lions, because those are two pretty good players. Those are two high-level players in Europe who are now going to be staying with teams that are overall going to continue to have issues. You know, Mad Lions, maybe they'll piece up their holes, but the team's probably just going to keep falling apart. Rogue, maybe they'll piece up some of their holes, but that team's probably just going to keep falling apart. And neither Rogue nor Mad Lions are a, dream team, or a God squad, or a team that's loaded up with a ton of talent like that. But maybe if you had some team that was like Inspired teaming up with Caps and Kaiser and Reckless and, whatever top laner you think is the best in the league, maybe that team actually starts to get somewhere. That's why I wanted, G2 to be able to go and get Kaiser, to go and get Inspired, to go and get Self-Made, to try and recreate one of these crazy teams we've seen before. I still think the best North American team of all time, that's the best European team of all time, Caps and Perks coming together, and I still think the best North American team of all time is 2016 TSM, which was Bjergsen and Doublelift coming together. Two of the best players in North American history and two of the better players in the West coming together. And now, yes, did they fall short at groups? Yes, but they were beating Samsung Galaxy, the team who I believe ended up getting second place at Worlds that year. They proved that they could play with the best teams in the world, and they were that Victor Doublelift play away from, potentially making it to knockout, maybe having a deep run at World. But we have not seen this recreated enough. Right now in both Europe and NA, the talent is way too spread out. Players and teams need to come together and go after top talent. They need to stop being so complacent. Inspired. Stop if you're getting great money and you're gonna, support yourself for the rest of your life, whatever. But it just sucks that people like Inspired are re-signing with Rogue. People like, Kaiser are re-signing with Mad Lions. When we look at North America, something I've been saying is that I think 100 Thieves should be aggressive in this offseason. They should make some changes. And everyone's like, oh, why would 100 Thieves make any changes? They just won the summer title. They should keep this team together. Like, no, this team is not good enough. If your goal is just to win titles in the summer in the LCS, congratulations, great. You did that coming out of the losers bracket. You probably wouldn't be able to do it again if they ran the tournament back. But if you want to go be able to do things at Worlds, even a team like 100 Thieves that just won the summer split, that just won a title, needs to go out and make big changes this offseason. Replacing Someday needs to be on the table. Replacing Closer needs to be on the table. Replacing Huhi needs to be on the table. That doesn't mean they have to do it. That doesn't mean they should do it. But it means they should be aggressively exhausting all their options, because right now, 100 Thieves or TL or any team in NA or any team in Europe is not good enough to be winning world championships or even competing for world championships or even competing for the world's knockout stages at this point. So to say that any roster shouldn't be making changes, to say that any player is good enough or untouchable or has a lock for the next season is gross, disgusting, and shows that you don't care about winning world championships. You're fine with domestic success. You're fine with making money, whatever. And I definitely agree with this tweet. I love this tweet. And what makes it all the more interesting is that this guy is apparently the founder of Surge Management. And obviously, he has a lot of influence on the players. He has a lot of influence on what players are going to be doing, where they're going to end up. And maybe he has some plan in the works to pair up a couple of his great players, to pair up a couple of these behemoths, as he's saying, and maybe form a super team. I was just going to rant about how I think we need some more super teams, but it seems like this guy, it seems like Surge Management might already have something in the works. Could that be Bjergsen and Reckless? Could that be Impact and Bjergsen, or Reckless and Impact, or Reckless and Jensen? Some combination of all these players? I don't know, but man, this just got a lot more interesting. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about this whole situation? What super team do you think is possible? Would you like to see? Or do you just completely disagree with me in the West? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hopefully get you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.